Dear viewers, greetings. In this video, we are going to see about applications, precautionary measures, advantages and limitations of centrifuge. Applications of centrifuge. The first application of the centrifuge is separation of mixtures. Centrifuges are widely used for the separation of mixtures containing molecules with similar densities or immiscible liquids. By subjecting the mixture to centrifugal force, the components can be effectively separated based on their varying densities and physical properties. The second application of the centrifuge is blood component separation. One of the essential applications of centrifuge in the medical field is separating blood components. Centrifugation enables the separation of blood cells from plasma or serum, which is crucial for various diagnostic and analytical procedures. The third application of the centrifuge is analysis of blood samples. Centrifugation plays a vital role in laboratory analysis. By separating blood components, it facilitates the analysis of various parameters such as cell count, hematocrit levels, and identification of disease markers. The fourth application of centrifuge is immunochemical assays. Centrifuges are utilized in immunochemical assays to separate protein-bound ligands from free ligands. This separation enables accurate measurement and detection of specific molecules, aiding in research, diagnostic, and drug development. The fifth application of the centrifuge is isotope separation. Centrifuges have significant applications in isotope separations, particularly in nuclear industries and scientific research. By utilizing the varying masses of isotopes, centrifugation can effectively separate isotopes for further analysis or industrial purpose. The sixth application of the centrifuge is subcellular organelle isolation. Centrifugation is crucial in cell biology and molecular biology for isolating subcellular organelles. By subjecting cell suspension to centrifugal force, different organelles such as mitochondria, nuclei, and lysosomes can be separated, enabling detailed study and analysis of their functions. The seventh application of centrifuge is nucleic acid extraction. Centrifuges are instrumental in extracting nucleic acids, including RNA and DNA, from biological samples. By separating cellular components, centrifuge aids in the isolation of nucleic acids for applications in genetic research, forensics, and diagnostic testing. The eighth application of the centrifuge is laboratory applications. Centrifuges are very common in most chemistry, biochemical, biology, microbiology, and clinical laboratories around the world. They vary widely in capabilities. Some have heating or cooling system inbuilt. Some can spin at low or high speed. Some accept various sizes of tubes. Some can spin flask or beakers, etc. Pathologists do the most common type of blood test using centrifuges, testing the sedimentation rates of various types of blood cells. The ninth application of centrifuge is dairy industry. In dairy industry, centrifuge machine is used to separate cream from milk. This is also called as kerning. The 10th application of centrifuge is water treatment. In water treatment, giant centrifuge machines spin the mud and sludge out of the water and produce clean water. A similar technique is used in oil rigs to separate solid matter from freshly drilled out petroleum. The final and 11th application of the centrifuge is aeronautics. Aeronautics use big spinning wheels to stimulate high gravity environments for the pilots to practice it. Precautionary measures with centrifuges. A centrifuge user should strictly observe the following precautions. First, manufacturer's manual should be strictly followed. Second, rotor should be stored in proper containers. Third, attention should be given to imbalance detectors. Fourth, rotor speed should not exceed the assigned speed. Fifth, lid of the rotor chamber should remain locked during operation. Sixth, to avoid the rotor failure, manufacturer's instructions regarding the rotor care and use should always be followed. Advantages of centrifuge. Dewatering through the use of centrifuges reduces the bad odors created if the dewatering is done by traditional means. This greatly reduces olfactory nuisance and the expenses of spraying deodorants around the premises. The setup can be made to function automatically if the supplied sludge is kept constant. The mechanical safety mechanism constitute the standard equipment, and to add on there are sensors that make the operations reliable. The third advantage is a tremendous increase in the dry solids for some sludges makes it the right alternative for cleaning or purifying the substances by using centrifuges. This centrifuge technique is also very handy when dealing with oily sludges. The centrifuges are easy to use as most devices have a microcomputer that stores settings for rotation speeds and centrifugal forces and can be saved and be used by different users. The centrifugation process is relatively cheap as it is an automated process that requires minimum human attendance, thereby reducing the expenses associated with hiring manpower. Finally, the centrifuge provided is used for its intended purposes will serve a very long time as it has a rugged design, especially the decanter. Finally, limitations of centrifuge. There are 5 limitations. The first limitation is the separation of light particle is very troublesome as the different particles are separated by size or weight. The process will be difficult for particles that have a near to zero mass as they cannot be separated easily. The second limitation is high energy consumption as it has numerous power consuming functionalities. Temperature control consuming energy as some substances are heated first and some other have to be cooled. Generation of high up centrifugal forces requires the rotors to spin very fast, and this has a significant kickback on the power supply. In third limitation, centrifuges have noise disturbances due to the high rates of revolution per minute, since it is a device that makes use of rotations, vibrations or irritable, and this will need noise pollution and thus rule out its usage in some locations. The fifth limitation, maintenance of the devices is very difficult and costly because a centrifuge, despite its type, is a very complex electronic device that requires expert servicing in case of malfunctions. The fifth limitation is heavy consumption of polymers. Dear viewers, that's all about the applications, precautionary measures and limitations of centrifuge. Thank you for your support. Thank you.